find me on Facebook under Ethical Preparedness Page. Just use the terms Ethical Preparedness Page in Facebook's search box. We only get so much time here, and the only thing from this life that outlives us is the impact of our lives on the lives of others. Submitted by a subscriber who wishes to remain anonymous. In today's video, we're going to discuss what being the gray man means and how it can help you out in regular times and also should SHTF happen. And we'll also discuss some common mistakes that people make in this subject matter, and we'll jump right into that right after the channel intro. Remember, you are ultimately responsible for protecting yourself and for providing for yourself. Live your life with honor and integrity, and always be the wolf hunter. Don't be the sheep, and never be the wolf. Now, this is a subject matter that's covered quite a bit on YouTube, but I wanted to give my thoughts on it, and some things to also think about that's not usually covered on these other YouTube videos. But first, just for clarification, when I talk about the gray man concept, I'm talking about where you're around strangers or you're out in public, but that you dress and act in such a way that you are not noticeable, where people see you, but that they don't notice you, that their eyes just kind of roll past you, that you're benign enough that once you're out of their sight that they never even remember you or anything about you. Second, I think we need to take a look at when and why other highly trained military or law enforcement groups choose to use the gray man method, and also when they don't. And when we take a look at their reasoning, then we can adapt that into our own lives. Now let's talk about being the gray man during regular times. Now I can't help but to chuckle when I see people out in public wearing the 511 tactical pants with a shirt that advertises some type of a tactical company or martial arts or firearms training or something like that. Now to me, that advertises too much information about yourself, and the less information that you can give to strangers, the better. Because that may give you more options should something go down. If you're wearing those tactical pants and showing that you're into training, then you could unknowingly make yourself a target if somebody is planning a crime and perceives you as their threat to them being able to carry out their crime. This can make you reactionary to the bad guy's action, which may put you behind the curveball. And if you are wearing tactical clothing that advertises that you train and that you're armed, and if you are forced to defend yourself against a criminal, could this somehow give ammunition to a lawyer that's suing you on behalf of the criminal and his family? Could the lawyer somehow argue in court that your level of training meant that you could have used a lesser degree of force? Could that lawyer argue that your clothing actually made the situation worse? Now, when I'm off duty and I'm not doing training, I usually wear a very nondescript t-shirt and blue jeans and work boots, and my firearm is hidden. I do not wear in general public anything that I wear in my videos. Another thing that I wouldn't do is display one of those signs that people like to put outside of their houses that say, "I don't call 911," and it shows a firearm. Now, while that could be a deterrent, it could also tell people to break into your house to steal your other guns while you're gone at work. Now, to deter possible burglars, I hardened my house in other ways. And you can see my video titled "Common Mistakes That People Make That Allows Their Homes to Be Burglarized." But I believe these other deterrents that I use will help burglars just to decide to choose a different place to hit. And I would also never place one of those stick figure family stickers on the back of my car, or ever have a NRA sticker or any other type of sticker like that. Basically, I just want my car to have nothing on it at all. I just don't want to tell strangers anything about me at all. And remaining the gray man wherever you are at can vary from area to area. Will you be in an area with a different racial makeup? Or will you be in an area where most men are shaved or have beards? And how do the locals dress for everyday activities? These are just things to think about and to consider beforehand if you're trying to go unnoticed if you're going to a different area. And if you're visiting a different city, you don't want to stand out as a tourist because criminals like to target outsiders. So if you're visiting a different city, don't have your camera hanging around your neck, or wear touristy clothes, or walk around with all the bags of souvenirs that you bought. And don't let your rental car advertise that it's a rental car either. Many rental car companies will have their company's logo or sticker on the back of that car, and criminals do look for that. Now let's talk about if SHTF does happen and there's unrest and other people are evacuating. If you're on your way to your bug out location, will you stand out as somebody that's prepared and that has supplies that others may want? That may be hard to do if you're trying to move supplies with you. This may take some planning and preparing on your part, so having a solid bug out location chosen and supplied ahead of time may help with this. And once SHTF has been going on for a while, and the general person has been going hungry for a while, will it be obvious that you've been eating and therefore must have food stored away? Now, I've heard some people say that they're purposely keeping clothes that are too large for them so that if SHTF does happen, then they can wear these clothes that are too big for them so that it looks like that they've lost weight. But weight loss from starvation shows everywhere on the body, and not just where your clothes cover. Starvation shows in sunken eyes, and having a pencil-thin neck, and with no double chin, etc. So I don't know if wearing baggy clothes would actually make it look like you're eating or not. I would think that your face, your neck, your arms, and your hands would show if you're still healthy or not. I just think that you would end up looking like a healthy person who likes to wear baggy clothes. And if you're evacuating, especially on foot due to an EMP or clogged roadways or whatever, would you want to be in tactical clothes with a rifle slung over your shoulder? Obviously, this is dependent on the situation, and none of us know if SHTF will ever even happen or how it would go down should it happen. But this is just another thing to think about. If you're having to evacuate, more than likely others will be evacuating too. So you may possibly fare better looking like the typical evacuee. Because if you're all tactic-cooled up, then people will probably reason that if you have gear, then you have other supplies and food also. And if SHTF happens, obviously it would be preferable to not even be seen at all, where you'll be able to be hidden behind cover and or concealment. But there's numerous reasons of why you may have to be on the move, or interacting with other people, or visiting other prepper retreat locations, etc. But let's kind of jump back to how military groups will use the gray man method at times. One reason they use the gray man method is when they want to move a team to a different area, but not to do it in a way to let the people that's the subject of their final goal be alerted that they're coming. But they'll dress like the locals, or they'll dress like somebody that would normally be moving through that area. They possibly might not even travel as a group, but possibly have each team member travel to the area alone before reforming up as a group. So what if SHTF does happen, and it gets bad enough that marauders are regularly attacking people and retreat locations? And let's say that it's bad enough that your retreat group has decided that it would be better to preemptively strike this marauder group before they even reached your retreat location. Would you want your retreat group's attack force just to take up arms and start racing to wherever that marauder group is camped out at? Or would this possibly tip them off that an attack was coming and allow them to fortify themselves and prepare for your attack? Or would you want your attack team to be able to sneak up on them and catch them with their pants down? So this would be an example of where you might want to use the gray man method to move your attack force going unnoticed to a different location to mount a more successful attack. So to simplify this all, whether it's regular times or SHTF times, it's usually best just to blend in and go unnoticed, to not stand out. And this video was just to give some things to think about. There's so many variables in SHTF scenarios, it's just impossible to list each variable and to come up with a plan of action. I just wanted this video to provoke some thoughts and ideas, so that we think outside of the box. Survival is all about being able to adapt and overcome, and not letting ourselves only imagine things as happening as Hollywood portrays them. Folks, please give this video the thumbs up and comment below and share on Facebook or wherever. And if you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to this channel, as I'll be doing many more videos that deal with prepping and other issues down the road as time permits. Anyways, folks, if you made it this far, thank you very much for watching, and I pray that you have a good night.